In this episode, I explore the February food growing space. I show you how you can divide plants to increase your stock and save money. I show you as I plant out the first plug plants of the year, and don't these lettuce look absolutely beautiful. But this video actually begins in my bedroom. Come inside. Come on in. This is my spare bedroom, which we use as an office. And it's much nicer in here than it is outside, I can tell you. The reason we're in here is to show you some of the seeds that I sowed last month. And they're coming on very nicely underneath the grow lights. But today's the day that we're actually going to take some of them outside. And I wanted to use this opportunity to show you some of the seeds that you saw me sow last month. The really exciting news is that we've got chilies. We have got chilies. Best time of year. Best time of year. So, look at these guys. And you see my very clear signs that me and Kate have sown these chilies. And so you've got some Scotch bonnets here, lemon drop chilies there, and they're all looking really, really good. And next to them, we've actually got the Carolina Reapers, which I'm really impressed with the germination rate of those. These are going to sit on this shelf for a long, long time to come. Certainly, we're going to get these plugs a lot bigger underneath the grow lights. And so they're going to sit in here and brood for the next few months. We've also got some seeds that we sowed last month, early in January. And now is the time where we're going to start to harden them off outside and also clear up some space, because we've got so many plants that is going to come into here. Don't worry, guys. Growing food in your spare bedroom isn't entirely normal. If you haven't got this kind of setup, you're probably better off for it, really. But look how much firepower I've got here in terms of growing space. And I need to clear some space. So what are we going to be planting out today? Well, we've actually sown these absolutely whopping big mizuna plants. You see, they're really, really established there. The roots are absolutely coming out at the bottom already. And so today, I'm going to actually plant these outside in my front garden food growing space. We're going to divide these, and I'm going to show you how you can get a lot more plants effectively for free. And I'm going to harvest some beautiful salad along the way. So I've got a couple of these huge plants to plant out. But we've also got some lettuce that I'm actually going to start to plant outside into my front garden food growing space. And this is a variety of lettuce called Copacabana. Bright red. And just look at the sexy root system on those. Really, really established. These are really, really hardy, and these are really good to go outside now. So come with me, guys, because today we're going to be planting these outside and get some food growing. I've been eating too much out of my front garden, so we need to replenish stuff. Oh, got some little baby mizuna there as well. How cool do they look? Some little baby ones compared to the huge ones I showed you earlier. These are going to go in the front garden as well. So, come on, let's go on a food growing adventure.
What you got?
So that is Copacabana lettuce. How nice does that look? Woo! When you're looking to save money, one of the really cool things is getting plants for free. And this is one of the reasons why I post videos, to try and explain to people you really, really can save money. You don't have to buy everything. I think we're fighting against so many sort of capitalist forces that kind of persuade us that we have to buy stuff. You really don't. Let me show you. So I sowed these mizuna seeds into a coffee cup around 3 weeks ago. I then potted them up into this pot that I've literally paid nothing for. That was a pot that was being thrown away. And there's too many seeds in there. That's too full. And I want to grow this plant on. So what you can do is just gently take the plant out of the pot. Look how established that is. And then just gently tease it apart. And you have got more plants for free. And you can actually take that quite far. From experience, I can tell you that you can actually divide that again. And it'll actually be better for the plant. And then you've got, instead of just one, you've got 3 plants for absolutely nothing, really. I mean, isn't that fantastic? So I'm going to repeat that again and then plant these guys on. And again, I just repeat this process. Just don't yank them too hard. Just gently tease the root balls apart, trying to get as much of them as possible. It doesn't matter if you break a few bits. 2 plants there. And then you can probably divide that one yet again. I mean, how brilliant is that we're just getting plants for free here? And these are plants that were sown about 3 weeks ago into a coffee cup, which I think is very, very cool. And now we get to plant these guys out. And as you watch past me plant out the mizuna plant, this felt like a good time to tell you a bit more about mizuna. This is a fantastic, low maintenance, cool season crop. It actually loves these cooler conditions. It won't bolt as easily. It's quite important to actually harden off these plants before planting out if you're not planting them under a cold frame like I am. You need to plant the mizuna around 10 centimetres apart for harvesting salad leaf, or 25 centimetres apart for the larger plants, to give the plants a little bit more room to grow if you're going for that bigger harvest. I'm also planting out these beautiful little lettuce. This is a variety of lettuce called lettuce Copacabana, and it was one of the most productive crops last year. When you go back and watch the growing food in my front garden video, you will see that actually for the last 2 years now, lettuce Copacabana has been such a winner. And it looks great too, especially on a low level sunlight, chilly day like today. So let's get planting that as well. And I'm going to put that in next to the mizuna. I've given the mizuna about a 30 centimetre spacing, by the way. You get more into that bed than you first think, don't you? That bed just seems to swallow up plants, but you want about a 30 centimetre spacing. I'm going to let the plants get established, and then I'm going to cut a little bit for our meals over the next few days. So let's plant this lettuce out into that bed as well. Lettuce is another fantastic cool season crop that is absolutely perfect for planting during the very early spring. I've managed to bring on this crop, as you saw earlier in the video, under grow lights, and today's the day they finally get to go outside. Depending on what kind of harvest you are aiming for, that's going to determine actually how much you spread out your lettuce plants. So space the plants 15 centimetres apart for a baby leaf salad harvest, or 30 centimetres apart if you want to harvest the full lettuce head and get more crop from it. As past Andy just told you, the bright red colour of this particular lettuce does look stunning when you get the low level sunlight, both in early spring and in autumn. I love to both start the growing season with this beautiful variety and end it as well. And the plants that I've just put in this raised bed here, they're going to be tucked in there for the month of February. They're actually quite hardy. Mizuna and lettuce Copacabana, they do okay in the cold, but I've put them in there just to get them going a little bit, just because you can see that this space is a bit empty. I've been eating quite a bit, but the next wave is coming. And that's the key to really planting out and growing food in February, that you've got to keep the process going constantly. So I'm going to release another video, I think, where I show what I'm actually sowing. I haven't made up my mind yet. It might be tacked on at the end of this one. Ultimately, it's about keeping that process going and continually planting things, because you just don't want to run out of food at all. That's really, really important. And certainly for what I'm doing here, as a cost-saving exercise, you've really got to keep the constant production going. So I'm going to be sharing step by step what I'm sowing throughout the year, or trying to when I get busy. The plants are actually in here to thrive, to grow, but I should say that these raised beds actually double up as a cold frame as well. I've got some young plants here that are not ready to go out yet, and actually I can put them into that empty raised bed as a cold frame to harden them off. And I should say that hardening off is a process where you gradually acclimatise the plants to the cold. It's really, really cold this morning. I mean, I'm wearing a t-shirt, but I'm kind of used to it. I've been working outside. But this is too cold for a lot of plants, especially if they've been under grow lights, they've been inside. So it's really important that you gradually harden the plants off. And you can see here, I'm going to put these into this makeshift cold frame. There's already some plants in here. Just to harden them off a little bit.